feminist conversations, how about in women's spaces?
Yes, they're women. What's the question? Trans women are women.
So I want to come at this from the position of an athlete. So I play semi-pro basketball, semi-pro volleyball. So when it comes to like athletic spaces, I don't think that trans women should be allowed into athletic spaces. Again, we work very hard for the little opportunity there is in the space because we're not as entertaining as the men. Sorry, we're just not. And so it's like you're going to take the little opportunity that we're given. And the problem is we can't compete. We can't. Like, I'm 6 foot. If I go up against a 6 foot guy and I play basketball with him, he's going to body me, even if I have years more of training. And so it's like you're taking away the little opportunity that we're given and we all work so hard for, and you're just giving it back to biological guys. It's like this will be the end of women's sports.
Have you tried confidence?
Eli, hold on, Minnie.
Sorry,
Eli.
confidence can't make me bench what a guy bench.
That was a good laugh. Today we're going to talk about trans women in women's sports. Now, I want to talk about this because you're going to be in shock with what I'm about to say. But I say, let them in. Let them in. And the reason why I say this is because if we go back, remember the 80s and so forth, when the short-haired lesbian women were running these extreme feminist groups, what were they saying? They were saying women can do whatever a man can do, equal pay for equal work, which that was a whole bunch of lies. And these extreme feminist group, the Me Too movement, which was a farce, all of these have taken control of the hierarchy. So men who were supposed to feel like men are not men anymore. And this is not for me trying to put down transgenders, because I have friends who are transgender. I have friends who are gay. But I'm not against transgender or gays at all. So let's make that clear. But I do believe in biology. I do biologically so that men were created to be men, women were created to be women, and we are not the same. I can go do boxing, and I don't care what a woman looks like. She's not going to have the same strength, the same endurance like me. So this is the truth. And when you put a woman against a trans woman who have those male anatomy in them, they're going to kick their ass. That's what's going to happen. That woman's going to get beat up. So that's the truth. And this is what I'm talking about. However, me personally, I'm telling you right now, let them stay, because right now, trans women are winning. They're winning in the sports, and they're winning in the dating scene, because if you notice, men are starting to lean more towards transgender women. And so with this, it's becoming a serious thing. Now women want to come out and say, protect women's sports. But you weren't saying all this when men were going through hell. And the women movement was saying, we could do this, we could do that. We don't need a man. You remember that? We don't need a man? Well, what was that was saying? Chickens come home to roost. This is what's happening now. Now that the transgender women are taking over and dominating, all of a sudden, the women can't handle it. And now they want all of us to say, support women and protect women's sports. Well, I'm not going to, because you didn't do it when y'all said that men could be women, that women can do whatever a man can do. And now you want us to go ahead and protect women's sports. Where are the extreme feminist group who is saying all this? Because they're silent. They're silent. And now these other women got to come out and fight for women rights when it comes to sports. So I say, transgender women, have at it.
The athlete speeding by their competition here. The athlete, formerly a male, is allowed to compete under the OSAA rules as a girl and will compete this weekend at state. They have the top 200-meter time in the state and the third best time in the 400-meter. Neither time would have made the podium on the boys' side.
They can take for granted that women can do anything that the boys can do, and do it better, and do it in heels.
The women start with the simplest job on site, bundling the logs. But even this comes with its own health warning.
Guys have been killed lots of times by going in behind there. Never, ever, ever do it. If you do that, you'll get sent home.
Now it's time for the women to show the men what they're made of.
Okay. Natural. She's the worst person I've ever seen try to bundle.
They're not cut out for logging. They're too pretty. They're good looking.
Definitely get the sense that the guys think we're like these kind of little girls. That was really tough. But I appreciate that they need it done so much quicker than that.
No, they make it look really, really easy. It's not easy.
Do we fire him? Not yet.
I have to get ready for my trip to Tampa, but I'm glad I'm doing this video because I never knew how much of a bozo Obama was. Obama was a serious bozo. Could do it better in heels. So it's true that biological men are more superior than biological women in certain things. Like, women are very strong, especially in giving birth. I don't think any man can handle that. But when it comes to like these oil rigs and the job that you just saw me that we just showed, you'll see that men are far superior than women when it comes to that. Sports, men and women prefer to look at male athletes than female athletes. Now, tennis, we do like to see female athletes play tennis because they're really good at it. Swimming, things like that, especially like in the Olympics, the track and field and so forth. But still, men athletes are far more superior than female athletes. And Serena Williams, who played they said that Serena Williams could beat any man out there because she was really killing it. And then they put her up against a man who's ranked like 350 in the world, and he demolished her. They have a stronger serve. They're fast. They're much faster. It's there was no competition. And that's what people have to realize. But you see the left is really pushing this, the trans women are women. And me personally, if a trans woman says she's a woman, I'm going to take her as she's a woman. Okay, you're a woman. But I know deep down inside that trans woman was actually a male who wanted to become a woman. I think in America, freedom of speech. So if you want to become anything you want, you have that right because we practice freedom of speech here. So we can express ourselves. You might have to deal with some consequences on certain things. Like if I wanted to come out and be a racist towards white people, then I got to deal with the consequences because, I have the right to say what I want, but the end results could be totally different. So if a trans woman or a trans man want to be who they say they are, I say freedom of speech, they have the right to do what they feel like doing. But when it comes to reality, we know that trans women cannot give birth, trans women don't have periods, and trans women are stronger than biological women. And that is the truth. And I wish that more people could see this, but we're in dum-dum land. And I'm telling you, these liberals, they're just taking everything out of control. Okay? And I don't know where the extreme feminist groups are because they're very silent. They already, the Me Too movement already messed so many men up that if you look at liberals right now, you don't see as many men as you see. You got people like David Hogg and what they, I heard somebody use the term soy boys. I swear they come up with some names, but the men on the liberal side don't seem to be as strong male as if you looked at the Republican side. And so what do they do? They have to resort to call in males who are conservative, racist, or homophobe, or so. And that's not the case. I truly feel that people on the conservative side deal more with true science and true logic and reality compared to liberals who just love to feed people fantasies, and then we believe that that's the way it's supposed to be. This whole utopia of what we feel is right is the right way, and they're lying to you. So I hope that people can start understanding that if a man wants to be a woman, as long as they divulge their who they are, I think that's a good thing, and more people would then start to be more accepting. It's going to be hard because we have to have a lot of church people and so forth. However, once again, this flag tells me that I have the right to say what I want to say and do what I want to do, except you can go out and murder somebody. You're just going to deal with the consequences. That's what I mean. You have to deal with the consequences. So freedom of speech does not mean freedom to do whatever you want and get away with it. But trans women and trans men aren't hurting anybody. They're who they are. And this flag tells me that they have the right to do what they want. Do we have to accept who they are? We might not accept who they are. We might say, well, I don't support this. And that is your right. You have the right to not support a trans woman, a trans man, or whatever their ideologies are or beliefs. You do have the right to not believe in their ideology. But you have to give them that respect because we live in America. And in America, they have the right to do and say how they feel because we live under this flag. And this flag tells us that we have that freedom to do so. And so I believe that they have the right to say what they want and do what they want. It's just that they have to deal with consequences. And right now, the extreme feminist group who had the right to say whatever they want to say and do whatever they want, and they took a bunch of women and turned them into lesbians and destroyed the hierarchy so that men didn't feel like men anymore. We're now think women are making more than men. They are mostly the breadwinners, especially in the black community. The black women are the breadwinners, and the black men are the poorest in America, since blacks are the poorest, because even Native Americans have surpassed blacks. Blacks are at the bottom when it comes to poverty. And if you break down the black men and black women, black men are extremely at the bottom. And so, they have destroyed that. They have convinced black women to degrade black men through so many programs and other things. So now the black women degrade the black men. And so now men are not men. Men have to be fearful of everything because Hillary Clinton said it herself. A woman must be believed. So anything a woman says, it must be believed. And by the time the man has been destroyed, humiliated, and then we find out that everything was a lie, it's too late. You have just mentally destroyed that man. So me personally, trans women want to get into women's sports, go right ahead. You go right ahead, because liberals have been telling men and everybody else that trans women are women. And liberals have been telling men and everybody else that women can do things better than men, like Obama said, in heels. And now that the roles have reversed, And the trans women are in the women's sports and doing all the things women want to do and dating men. Women are losing. They are losing fast. They've taken the sports by storm, and they're winning. The track and field, softball, swimming, they are destroying it. And now when you see women out with a man, you don't even know if that's really a man, because the trans women will do whatever it takes to be with that man, whereby women have started to degrade men and look down on men that they don't want to do the things to make a man feel good or feel like a man. And the trans women are doing that. And I'm telling women, y'all better pay close attention, because if you got a trans woman want to make a man feel like he's the man, I'm sorry to say, there's some men that won't do it, but then there's others who will fall for it. So, trans women, do what you got to do. If you're going to be in that sports and in boxing women, they said, Obama said it, women can do it better in heels. Let them do what they got to do. Well, I'm off to Tampa, so guys, have a great day. And I will have another video. I'm going to try to see if I can do it tonight. If not, it'll be first thing in the morning. But take care, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.